which I have mixed feelings about because I don't like Superman as a superhero, but I love Tyler Hoechlin, so it's like good for him, but I don't like Superman. So I'm Siobhan, and my favorite character is Malia, because she's such a BA and mofo, so she can get things done. Yeah.
And she's dating Styles.
Yeah, Styles is such a cutie pie. Okay, let's go. Let's get started. Okay, how many people here have watched Teen Wolf? Woo! Okay, how many people here have not seen it at all? Okay, cool. That is okay. That is okay. We welcome everyone here. Yes. This panel does have spoilers. Oh yes. Warning, this panel is not spoiler-free, so you cannot get mad at us for spoiling you because we warned you.
What season?
All of them.
Not like the newest one.
Probably.
Okay.
So like season 3B, we're going up to. We'll try it. Sometimes seasons mixed together. We might say something accidentally. Yeah.
Okay. Teen Wolf is about a teenager named Scott who is bitten by a werewolf and must cope with how it affects his life and the lives of those closest to him.
Oh man, I don't know what I'd do if I got bit by a werewolf. Go crazy. Die? That's right. That's so great.
Japanese myth and folklore made its way into Teen Wolf during season 3B with an introduction of the Kitsune.
Who loves Kira? Yes.
She's another being though.
Yes. Okay, Teen Wolf Kitsune. The type of kitsunes, there are 13 types within the Teen Wolf universe. Only 5 have been named within the context of the show. And they are Celestial, Wild, Ocean, Thunder, and Nogitsune, or Void. Yeah! So, the Thunder Kitsune, just Kira. So Kira wields the Thunder Foxfire as showcased here. She's harnessing that electricity. She has immunity to electricity. She can absorb it and dispel it and utilize it. She explains that, according to myth, when a kitsune rubs its tails together, it can create fire or lightning called foxfire. She's quick to add that she doesn't have any tails. Not to spoil anything, guys. The foxfire appears to be more than just electrical. There's apparently a magical component as well, as Kira was able to use lightning to repair a broken katana. Enhanced speed and the ability to wield her katana with expertise without too much prior learning. Oh my god. Okay, in digital photography, to those with enhanced vision, werewolves basically, because they didn't really introduce a lot of other creatures until later on into the series. The kitsune has a distinctive and fiery aura. It's shaped like a fox with large pointed ears and a muzzle. Derek, my fave, notes that this effect is visible on young kitsune because they haven't learned to conceal their true nature. And Kira's eyes appear to glow orange when she was absorbing her electricity. Her eyes are the only indication of her shape-shifting abilities. Ooh, no kitsune. Void style. Void.
Not gonna lie, good antagonist.
Yes.
The best one.
I have to say, the best villain they've had on the show. Everyone has their opinion. We good? We all love each other? It's fine?
Oh my god.
Peter.
Well, Peter's good, but he's a poop.
Not to go into season 4, but yeah. Okay, anyway.
Described as a dark kitsune, the Nogitsune possesses the body of an individual for no other purpose than to create chaos on which it then feeds. No Kitsune can also be summoned, but once present cannot be controlled.
So the abilities of the new Kitsune. So it's primarily manifests as the talent to possess a host and assume its shape, like it did with Styles. This foxfire has also manifested as supernatural flies that the new Kitsune could use to possess and control other people through a lesser degree. Now, the talk of tails. So Kitsune create and collect their tails as they age and grow more powerful. Tails are manifested as physical objects due to their enhanced reflexes and coordination. Kitsune prefer to have the objects representing their tails altered into weapons they can wield. Tails are formed when a Kitsune uses and masters each of their supernatural talents. The more tails a Kitsune possesses indicates the Kitsune's power level, like with Kira's mother and the breaking of her. Yes. Okay. Japanese Kitsune. So here we're getting into the actual Japanese myth, which does differ quite a lot from Teen Wolf.
Like Nine Tails, like Naruto.
Like Naruto. Anyway, Kitsune is a shapeshifter. Usually when it reaches the age of 100, it learns the ability to take on a human form. It can have up to 9 tails, which can accumulate based on the power and wisdom it gains, or disappear as a consequence to certain spiritual laws it breaks. So, its abilities and appearance. So, Kitsune can be either a form of a very old male or a very young, beautiful female. Kitsune are believed to possess superior intelligence, a long life, magical powers. They are a type of spiritual entity, and the word kitsune is often translated as spots. Spots. I can English, guys, I swear. Fox spirit. Because the word spirit is used to reflect a state of knowledge or enlightenment, a long-lived fox gained supernatural abilities. So there are 2 common classifications of kitsune. The zenko, or good foxes, are benevolent celestial foxes associated with the god Inari. They are sometimes simply called Inari foxes. On the other hand, the yako, or field foxes, also called nogitsune, tend to be mischievous or even malicious. Physically, kitsune are noted for having as many as 9 tails. These kyubi no kitsune gain the ability to see and hear anything happening anywhere in the world. Other tales attribute them to infinite wisdom. I would want infinite wisdom. That would have helped me through college. Okay. So other supernatural abilities commonly had with kitsune are possession through mouths or tails that generate fire or lightning. Willful manifestation in the dreams of others, so kind of like succubi or incubi, and the creation of illusions. Some tales speak of kitsune with greater powers, able to bend time and space, drive people mad. Other kitsune have characteristics reminiscent of vampires and feeding on life and spirituality through sexual contact. Yeah. So basically, if you put all these attributes together, they become very OP. But it really depends on which tales you read, because not all foxes have all these powers. So the Kitsune Tsuki literally means the state of being a possessed fox. So this usually happens to young women. It never happens to males. So with the whole, in Teen Wolf, Styles gets possessed by the Nogitsune, but if we're going by legitimate Japanese folklore, it wouldn't have been Styles. It would have probably been some female, maybe Allison. I would read that fan fiction. So, and it usually enters beneath her fingernails or their breasts. Japanese tradition holds that a fox possession can cause illiterate victims to temporarily gain the ability to read. Though foxes in folklore can possess a person of their own will, Kitsune Tsuki is often attributed to the malintents of hereditary fox employers. Exorcism, often performed at an Inari shrine, may include a fox to leave its host if it's possessing someone. So Kitsune is tricksters. So everyone knows it's throughout all mythology and all like folklore that foxes are attributed to being tricksters, and it's no different in Japan. Kitsune are often presented as tricksters with motives that vary from mischief to malevolence. Stories tell of Kitsune playing tricks on overly proud samurai, greedy merchants, and boastful commoners, basically putting them in their place, knowing that, be humble, don't boast. While crueler ones abuse poor tradesmen and farmers or devout Buddhist monks. Basically, a bad fox is taking advantage of good people. So, famous foxes. So, here we're going to be talking about some famous foxes in Japanese history. Daiji?
Downfall of the Shang Empire, the last king of the Shang dynasty in China was brought low by his love for a cruel and beautiful concubine named Daiji. After his death, the soldiers who caught and executed Daiji were stunned to discover that she had no mortal woman. She was no mortal woman, but a fox. Oh, the old lady, right?
Yeah. Anyway, so one of the most famous foxes was Tamamo no Mae, which I will be reading a story about later, so stay tuned, guys. So the fox who tried to kill an emperor, according to some tales, the evil Chinese concubine Pao, I cannot pronounce that, I'm sorry, escaped her fate and fled to Japan, where she became a court lady named Tamamo no Mae and captured the heart of an Emperor Toba. When he began to sicken, suspicious courtiers hatched a plot. They discovered that the elegant Lady Tamamo was a fox in disguise and chased her across Natsuno Moor until she changed herself into a stone. The stone, the Seisho Seki, or killing stone, was so imbued with the fox evil that it killed all who approached it. So Kuzun Oha, the fox of Shinodo Wood, the fox maiden, served the human man Yasuna as a loving wife and a mother, until she was discovered and had to leave behind her human life. Her son, Abe no Seimei, became a famous Taoist sorcerer and was later to free Tamamo no Mae from the killing stone. Okay, so who is ready for story time, guys? Really great story. Yeah, come on, guys. Woo! Okay, so do not mind my drawing of Kira as a Kitsune goddess thing, person. Okay, so the story I will be reading is the first written Japanese tale called Come Sleep Always. So it's the first written documentation about the Kitsune. Okay. In the reign of Emperor Kime, a man from Ouno, district of Mino province, set out on horseback in search of a good wife. In a field, he came across a pretty and responsive girl. He winked at her and asked, "Where are you going, miss?" "I am looking for a good husband," she answered. He asked, "Will you be my wife?" And when she agreed, he took her to his house and married her. Before long, she became pregnant and gave birth to a boy. At the same time, their dog also gave birth to a puppy. It being the 15th of the 12th month, this puppy barked constantly at the mistress and seemed fierce and ready to bite. She became so frightened that she asked her husband to beat the dog to death, but he felt sorry for the dog and could not bear to kill it. In the 2nd or 3rd month, when the annual quota of rice was hauled, she went to the place where the female servants were pounding rice in a mortar to give them some refreshments. The dog, seeing her, ran after her barking and almost bit her. Startled and terrified, she suddenly changed into a wild fox and jumped up on top of the hedge. Having seen this, the man said, "Since a child